Hey friends, welcome back. Today we are making 1 kilogram of concentrate. It's a blue fragrance, very easygoing, very straightforward, spring-like, works well in the spring. And I've got some juice over here. I made 4 ounces of concentrate last year, and I've been, slowly giving it away, making fragrances and giving it away as a gift. And I'm running out. So I figured, why not make a big batch? I can do the giveaway. We're still going to do the giveaway, even though I'm not making an end product here. But we can hang out while I make a really big batch, and then I'll have this mature, and later on I'll dilute it, bottle it, and throw it up on the website, and make it available, or make it available if you want to buy it. So I'm looking forward to this. This formula I found in a patent. The base formula I found in a patent. And I took it, I swapped out, I think, 3 or 4 materials, and I liked what I got. So the thing is, I don't know what the reference formula is. I don't know if it's not Sauvage, it's not Bleu de Chanel, or if it is Bleu de Chanel, it has no aldehydes in it. It's like, I have no idea what this is, but I can recognize this is a blue fragrance. And I haven't smelled all the blue fragrances that are out there, so I'm not sure what the reference is. That said, even with the changes that I made, I have no idea how close this is to any original fragrance it might be referencing. So is it a clone? I don't know. I don't know what it's cloning. All I know is I found a great formula. I wanted to add a little bit more patchouli, give it a bit more patchouli, change the musk ratio a little bit, and I liked the output. So, I don't know what you're getting here as far as what it's compared to. All I know is whenever I give this away, the guys like it. It's, I'd say it's more masculine, though I will say my stepmom really likes this fragrance for herself. So, take that for what it is. In any case, it's blue. It's blue, baby, blue. And we're going to make $312 worth of concentrate. That's 1,000 grams. I've already got a stir stick in here, or a stir, what do you call these? Stir rod in here. And we've got neat. Everything is neat except for the DPG. Well, even the DPG is neat. DPG is neat. So let's do this. Let's do this. What I'm going to start with is the DPG, but I'm also going to start with the ISOE Super. This thing is 30% ISOE Super. And I noticed we have some solid materials. And if I put the solids in first and then the liquids on top, it has a hard time. The stir stick has a hard time getting going. So what we're going to do is put some liquids in first and then put in the solids. And then from there, start adding the rest of the things, going fragrance family by family. Now, I'm not going to be able to dip this and evaluate as we go, because it's going to take some time for all of the solids to dissolve. So at least that's what I foresee. So let's get this going. Let's start with our DPG. We have 24.4 grams. I'm hoping there's enough in this little thing. Otherwise, I got to get out I have a gallon, I think a gallon of DPG, which is not much compared to, if this was a full operation, I would have quite a bit, but let's give it a try. I have a lot of paper towels down here because I'm going to be doing a lot of pouring, and you got to wipe. You got to wipe the rim of the bottles. Here we go. DPG 24.4. Now again, if you need reminding, today's batch is 1,000 grams. Concentration 100%. Okay, we're almost there. And I will pipette it from here. the thing with this, the scale that I'm using is an O-House Navigator. And it goes down to 1/100th of a gram, and it goes up to 3,200 grams, or 3.2 kilograms. The thing is that if I put in 1 drop, it registers that as someone blowing on the scale, and then it zeroes it out. So if I spent 5 minutes doing this drop by drop, I could spend 5 minutes of adding, say, DPG, and it wouldn't register that I've added anything. It would just assume that, that it's wind blowing. So as I do this, I've noticed with this scale, I have to be somewhat aggressive with the initial input into the beaker. It's not the worst thing, but it is what it is. Okay, so first, ISO-E Super. I was down to here with my ISO-E Super. I needed more, so I got a 5 kilo drum over here, and I refilled it, because what we need is 300 grams of ISO-E Super. And I remember I could not smell this when I first started perfumery, but now I can smell it. It's nice, dry, slightly woody, but ambery smell. Now when I'm pouring, I will slow down when I'm about 75% of the way there. Because again, when I'm adding to the scale, sometimes it just takes time for the scale to catch up to what I've put in there. Okay, we're going to pipette from here. I got 298 grams, so not bad. Of course, my pipette won't even reach. Okay, yeah, pipetting, the same issue. If I'm pipetting in here, I can't, right now I'm at 299.84 grams. If I add 1 drop at a time, it's not adding anything right now. I've added 6 drops, 7 drops, nothing. I know I'm up to 300 now, but it just kind of sucks about this particular scale. It makes me think I need to double scale my my production here, that when I'm adding the final little bits, maybe I should pull out the Bonvoisin, and because that's very sensitive. Where am I going here? Dropping it off. Okay, let's do, we have Coumarin, Patchoulol, Veramoss, and Ambrox Super. You know, before we move forward, let's add our Hedione. Hedione works great as a solvent for materials, and I want to make sure that my solids will dissolve in here. So let's add the Hedione. Ooh, oh my gosh, this smells so good. The formula, I think, called for Hedione HC. I don't know if I'm one-upping here, but I am using methyl dihydrojasmonate HC Extra. And I got this from Harry Sherwood over at harrisonjoseph.com/UK or what, I don't know. I don't even know what the URL is, but got this from Harrison Joseph. And oh my gosh, this smells very good. It's funny, there's a green aspect, a bright green aspect to this. Oh, this is lovely. This is a liter. So let's go. We need 100 grams, and I'm afraid to pour this. Yeah, whatever. Tear. 100 grams. Let's go. Six, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, let's go. Whatever, let's do it. gosh, that smells lovely. We got 3 grams to go. So let's just pipette it from here. Yeah, just 2 full pipettes of my 1 milliliter pipette, and that will do it. Oh my gosh, 99.96 grams. We're gonna stop there. I think that's close enough for perfumery. Okay, Hedione, done. I'm half tempted to just do this by weight. Start with the heaviest material and then just move down. Because if that's the case, we would want to add Habanolide right now. But again, I think, should we do that? Haven't done that before. Have not done that before. Nah, we won't. Let's go accord by accord, and let's start with our amber accord, because as far as the solid materials are concerned, Ambrox Super, got our Patchoulol, Ambrox Super is one of the big ones. 80 grams. Now, how much do I have here? $78 worth of Ambrox Super. I actually don't know if I have 80 grams. Hold on, let me see how much this is. This is 200 grams from Perfumer's Supply House, okay? I must say, Christine for Perfumer's Supply House is just lovely. I know their lead times are a little long, but I'm getting to a point where I don't even care. I will support that woman in her business. Because a while ago, I purchased 25 grams of Jasmine Absolute. I think it was a Robertet Jasmine Absolute. I'm sorry, I can't remember. And she sent me 20 grams with a note, with an email saying, sorry, I ran out. She gave me a choice. I can either wait, she can send it to me when she gets more, or I can ask for my money back on that small amount. And I said, don't worry about it. Just, I'll add it to my next order if you have it in stock. Well, I don't know, 2 months goes by, and out of the blue, she says, I'm sending you that extra 5 grams. Like, I didn't have to follow up. Just, she kept it on her radar. It sent it out. So appreciative. So appreciative. Because she's busy. She's busy, and yet she was organized enough to keep that on her radar. So I just appreciate that so much. All right, 80 grams of this. I'm going to be using not quite half, but roughly 40% of my Ambrox Super here. Now I'm using Ambrox Super and not Ambroxan, probably because I found this formula in a Firmenich patent. So there's some Firmenich products in here, which makes sense. And Ambrox Super, this probably sounds silly. Ambrox Super to me smells so slightly different than the flaky Ambroxan I use from Cow. The flaky Ambroxan to me is that golden, beautiful amber. It's dry. The Ambrox Super has a slightly marine note that I do not pick up on Cow's Ambroxan. And maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I just noticed that's something that happens. Okay, we're at 72.16 grams. Now, and same thing, if I just gently put this in here, it's not going to register. So I have to be somewhat aggressive with what I'm putting in here. All right, we got 76. We need 4 more grams. I'm using the half tablespoon. It's okay if I overdo this by, half a gram. It's just, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay. You know what? I see a little chunk in here. I'm going to grab the chunk and call it good. Boop. Yeah, 80.3. We're good. We are good. All right. Oh. Gonna wipe this. I will use the other end for one of the other materials. Now, let's keep with the ambers. We've got Fixamber. Found it. Fixamber, also from Perfumer's Supply House. A little bit. It's like a mix between Ambroxan and Verdox. It's got a Verdox vibe to my nose right out of the bottle, where it's dry, it's woody, it's ambery, but it's got like a green dry leatheriness that I get out of Verdox. All right, we need 20 grams of this. So let's just pour it in and see how she goes. All right. Went over by a gram. I got 21 grams, 21.6 grams. That's okay. Again, maybe if we overdid our civet, we overdid indole or safranal, maybe that's a different story. But when you have a dry woody amber, whatever. So maybe what I'll do is I've got my nuclear reactor right here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just start getting that warmed up and we'll just get some of this going. Trying to get some of this dissolving. Next up, let's do more of our woods. We will do our Veramoss. Got our Veramoss. I take that back. We are going to do our musks. And I almost started sweating because we need 100 grams of Habanolide, but I only have 80 milliliters right here. Luckily, I've got another 500 grams down here. Okay, let's do this. Let's do our Habanolide. First things first, I'm going to use all this. Okay. Oh, let me bask in Habanolide for a moment. Used a lot in laundry because this is known as the hot iron musk. It's wonderful. To me, it's a little warmer than Galaxolide, a bit more ambery, not quite as metallic. It's hard to call Galaxolide metallic, but if you were to put musks on a scale from metallic to animalic, where animalic is more, powdery to metallic. There's a great chart out there floating around. I'll see if I can find it. It puts musks on a scale from animalic to clean, and then up here you've got powdery to metallic, or maybe it's metallic to powdery. But it's a good way to think about, it's a good way to map in your minds some of the facets of musks, because a lot of them are somewhere on that scale. Now there's other things you could add to that scale, like fruitiness, dryness, amber, there's a bunch you could do. But if you were on the powdery to metallic scale, neither Galaxolide nor this are powdery. However, I'd say Galaxolide is a touch more metallic. This is a bit softer. So anyway, let's do our 100 grams. I'm basically going to empty this. Okay. Always important for me to update my formulaire. Formulaire is a wonderful software system, a program app available on Mac products, Apple products, that was created by Sam Macer, a UK perfumer, and he did a great job. Okay, focus, Ryan. We need 61.5 more grams of Habanolide. So here we go. Okay. We're good. We are good. Next up, Helvetolide. Don't need as much Helvetolide, just 10 grams. Do I have enough Helvetolide though in backup? Okay, I've got 250 grams left over. I love Helvetolide. On my skin, it smells different than out of the bottle, but it's a little more bright. Could almost think of it like citrusy, but yeah, maybe that's a little bit wrong, but works well with citruses. Not as ambery. Not as ambery as, say, Habanolide or Ambroxan, but it's clean, it's bright, it's fresh, while still being musk. So it's wonderful. 10 grams. Four, 5, 6, 7. Almost. Okay, good. All right, let me throw this on the reactor for a minute. When I put it on here, I don't want to apply too much heat. I don't know what kind of chemical reactions it may initiate if the heat gets too high. So I like keeping it relatively low. Okay, I've got a little mix going, which is fine. Now, let's add in our woody notes. We're going to start with the Veramoss. Only 10 grams, only 10 grams of Veramoss. Now, if you add in lots and lots of Veramoss, you get this dry, powdery, but bright powdery feel or smell in your fragrance, like Baccarat Rouge. Baccarat Rouge, that brightness comes not just from the Hedione, but from the Veramoss. But in smaller dosages, Veramoss gives you something more warm and mossy. That bright powderiness isn't so prevalent. And it contributes, it contributes nicely. It's similar to how vanillin in large amounts makes your formula smell like vanilla. Makes it smell like sweet. But in smaller amounts, it helps with a little liveliness, just a little color, maybe even a little projection, a little pop. Next up, let's do our Patchoulol. Where's the Patchoulol? Here it is. I got my Patchoulol from Ventos, and it came in a bag. A lot like this bag of Ambroxan. And so I purchased these off of Amazon and put them in here. But let's do our Patchoulol, and then we'll get into the other materials. Ooh. Oh, I love the smell of Patchoulol. Out of the container, it smells a lot more warm and rich and resinous. When I put it into a formula, it's much drier. It's very dry. A touch in the herbal direction, but it is dry. So, we can use the big one. I need to do dishes. I've got, I don't know, 5 100 milliliter beakers, another 4 50 milliliter beakers, and I've got all these measuring spoons and a dirty bin over here. All right, 10 grams of Patchoulol. The consistency of this, when you look at it, it's like almost like brown sugar that is a little bit dry and like stuck together, but it's easy to break up. It's like somewhere between brown sugar and white granulated sugar. Okay, almost there. Interesting. It is such that almost 1 heaping tablespoon of Patchoulol is 10 grams. Okay. Okay. Do I need this? Yes, I still have coumarin, so I will leave that out. All right, we got our Patchoulol. Let's add Polysantol. Okay, 10 grams of Polysantol. Don't know if I have enough in here. Polysantol is lovely. It's like halfway between, to my nose, Sandella and Bactinol. But you can smell this. I need to review this. Okay, anyway, 10 grams of Polysantol. Yeah. Okay. 2 1/4 grams left. I need my keyboard. Okay. Because I've got to update formulaire. Done with that. Polysantol only have 250 grams. Formulaire is good not only for building formulas, tracking formulas, converting formulas and making dilutions. Formulaire is okay at inventory management. At least you can, there's a way to work this so you can just put the stuff that you have in here and you know when you're about to run out. So here we go. Just a little bit. Good. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Patchouli Heart. Let's get this stuff ready. Patchouli Heart, Vetiver, Rhubofix, and Cedar Leaf. That's what we got. Let's start with Patchouli Heart. Patchouli Heart SFE from Firmenich. This is one of the small changes I did because I love this stuff. Better get a paper towel. I let my son smell this morning and he went, what did he say? He says, ew, it smells like a yard. 30 grams of Patchouli Heart. And what I love, oh yeah, I forgot to tear. Got to do quick math. It's okay. 10 plus 30. Can do that. Can do that in my head. What I love about patchouli is you can put a lot of patchouli in a formula and it's herbal. It smells like patchouli. But you don't have to do, you can put a little bit in a formula and it just beefs it up a little bit, warms it up, gives it some body, gives it a little extra personality and color, but without actually moving it into patchouli direction. So, boy, if you don't like patchouli in general, I hope that is not dissuading you from actually using it and experimenting with it because it's some good stuff. Okay, Cedar Leaf, another adjustment of mine, and a very small amount of Cedar Leaf. Ooh, I love the thujone in Cedar Leaf. Absolutely love it. Okay, we need 1 gram. So that'll probably be 1 pipette. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Yeah. Love, love, love that piney, woody thujone in there. Okay, put this over here. Next, let's do our Rhubofix. It's been a while since I've evaluated Rhubofix. Woody, spicy, floral, and fruity note. Okay. I don't have much. I have 4 mils. Don't use this very often. I only need 1 gram. Okay. All good there. I will have to add more Rhubofix to my shopping cart. We have one more. Vetiver. Vetiver. Okay. Interesting how this smells coming right out of the bottle. Let's do this. I only need 10 grams. I don't need much, and I don't want to make a mess. So let's pour it. Oh, 9.9 grams. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. Yeah, close enough for perfumery. And you know what? While we're here, let's just get the last solid done. Let's get our Coumarin. And we're going to call it, we'll call it good. I need to bring my garbage closer over. I keep throwing it away. I've been hitting 2 pointers so far, but if I miss, I might get my floor all dirty. Okay, Coumarin. Oh, smells so good. Okay. Bright, lively, still sweet. Just good stuff. Also very important in fougere accords. 10 grams of Coumarin. Wow, 1 tablespoon equals 10 grams. All right. I'm going to let this relax on here and let this blend a little bit. See if I can get more of these solids to dissolve. All right. We are back. Let's add in, we've got a few, we could go in a few directions. We've got some herbal and green notes. We got 1 spicy note, that's our pink pepper. I think we're going to throw that in with our citrus. And then we've got our floral fruities. I think we're going to do our floral and fruity notes. So let's start with our Amyl Salicylate. Very floral, very salicylate. Make sure I have a paper towel. I can appreciate that we're using Amyl Salicylate here, given that this fragrance is that blue fragrance, where it's that clean amber. There's a gentle florality, floralness to it, whatever that word is. But it's just so clean and kind of pure, where it just fits. It seems like it fits. This is a bit on the cleaner side, on the brighter side, more floral side, where something like benzyl salicylate is a bit more on the warmer side. Okay, we need 8 grams of Amyl Salicylate. Just a little more. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, next, let's do our Citronellol or Citronellol Levo. Levo Citronellol. Now, if you're making this at home, don't worry about the Levo. You just use Citronellol. It'll be fine. I just bought a bunch of this because the marketing was good, not because I really needed it. And you will never see this in a formula. It's always Citronellol. Rarely is it Levo Citronellol. and it's close enough. To my nose, this is a bit cleaner. That's the best way I can put it, just a touch cleaner. But it smells like citronellol. So we need 10 grams of this. All right. Next up, Coranol. Okay. Coranol. Coranol is like a toned down but fruitier linalool. And we need 40 grams of the, you know what? We're about to use the last of my 15 mils here, which means I need to update formulaire. Always keep track of how much I have. Okay. Let's put in the last of Coranol. Yep, still good. We're still good. Okay. Don't want to let it drip too much because, again, if it moves too slowly, the scale will not register it. Here we go. Good. I will pipette from here. I just need just about 1 more gram. If that, not even 1 more gram. Coranol is a little thick. A little thick. Interesting though, it's not a base note. It's barely even a mid note. Definitely more of a top note. In that, it simply does not last very long. Okay. What do we have next? Oh, phenyl ethyl acetate. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Only 4 grams. I'm going to pipette this. This is a lot like phenyl ethyl acetate. Yeah. It's a lot like ethyl phenyl acetate. Except ethyl phenyl acetate is very honeyed. It's fruity, but it's very honeyed. Phenyl ethyl acetate has a slight honey note, but it's more fruity. All in the floral direction, but it is definitely fruity. I would not call this a fruit note, however. It's still in my floral category. Though it definitely has fruity aspects. Okay, 0.7 grams left. That'll do it. It is done. Okay. Next, Sclareolate. Let me take a quick dip of this because I haven't smelled this in a while. What does Sclareolate smell like? Interesting. It's, again, a lot like linalool, but fruitier, more floral, and I can see why they call it Sclareolate, like clary sage. It almost has that herbal clary sage note in it. Not the dirty aspect of clary sage, but that's interesting. That's good stuff. Good stuff. Now of this, we need 20 grams. And should I pour? Why not? Why not? I only have 30 mils of this. Uh-oh. Am I going to have enough? I will need to order more. Now, this is from Creating Perfumes, which is no longer around. It's now the Creating Perfume store. So I'll need to add this to my list, Sclareolate, or maybe Freda Works or Harrison Joseph carries it, or maybe Perfumer Supply House. In any case, 20 grams. Well, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, we have enough, but I need to order more. So I'm going to leave this out, try to figure out who supplies this. Sclareolate is a Firmenich product, so good to know. Now we move more solidly into the fruity notes. And we've got an apple fruity notes here. The first is Damascone Alpha, a full gram. Again, this is neat. This is fruity. When I smell it neat, the fruitiness I get is apple, absolutely apple. It's interesting that when you dilute things, they smell a little bit different. Where when I dilute this, I still get an apple quality, but the fruit is a touch, it leans in the plum direction. While Damascone is plum to my nose. But Damascone Alpha, it's interesting. Smelling it neat, very apple. And speaking of apple, manzanate. Manzanate. Now there's not much. Oh, it's so strong. So strong. 0.8 grams. Okay, let's see if I can do this in one pipette. Almost. Now I know I need 3 more. Let's do 4 more drops. Might not all register, but that's what I need. Okay. Manzanate, definitely an apple note. Definitely. Last but not least, Verdox. Verdox, which very appley. I put this in the fruits. Some people put this in the green section, in the green category. But I have it in the fruits. Verdox, I need 20 grams. This is also known as ortho-tert-butyl-cyclohexyl acetate. In case you were wondering. Here we go. 20 grams. That was a heavy pour. I'm already at 10. I'll pipette it from here. I've got 2 more grams, but I will pipette it clean. Okay, we are good. We are good. All right. All right. Again, I'm going to put this on the nuclear reactor, let it spin a little bit. Let it dissolve a little bit. Just keep it blending. And maybe I will dip it. I'll dip it. When you're dipping neat, you don't want to dip it all the way in. Like if I'm dipping it and I've got it diluted in ethanol, sometimes I'll go a little heavy with the dip. 90% of it is evaporating anyways. But when you're dipping neat materials, maybe a centimeter into the juice will do it. And then you don't really want your strip to be bent all the way up because then it'll just drip all the way down. It's helpful to have it bent, down a little bit. It will still drip slowly and absorb down the strip, but it helps keep it concentrated. Let me just get a little bit here. Okay. Yeah, we'll see how that does. Boy, I am a fan of this Sclareolate. I'm smelling this neat. This is, not gonna lie, it's been a while since I've smelled this, and it's lovely. I love how fruity it is, how floral it is, but more of a white floral. And it's just got a clary sage edge to it. Again, not the dirty part of clary sage, but the fruity sweet part of clary sage, like linalool acetate. Huh. It's like a softer, less metallic linalool acetate. Okay, gave it another few minutes of blending, and yeah, it's gonna take a while for this to dissolve. Okay, next, let's add our green notes. Let's add our green notes, and by green I mean green and herbal. And we're going to start with the dihydromyrcenol. And I had a revelation the other day I want to share with you. It has to do with linalool, citronellol, geraniol, nerol, dihydromyrcenol. All of these are so close in structure. They're all like 2,7-dimethyl octanol or 3,6-dimethyl octanol or octan-1-ol, or I don't know, 2,6-dimethyl octadienol. They're all very similar. They smell a little bit different, but I noticed in formulas, they all kind of serve a similar function as well. They are not just, sometimes they're more of a filler, like linalool. I wouldn't say it really contributes to the personality of the fragrance, but it certainly contributes to the opening presentation of the fragrance. Dihydromyrcenol, yeah, contributes to the personality, but only in the opening. This stuff, you know, goes away relatively quickly. Yeah, there was just something clicked. Something clicked about molecules that are similar, that even though they might smell a little bit different, perhaps they serve a similar function in formulas. So I'm going to let that idea simmer, because I like it when things click in my brain and I feel like I'm moving one step further toward understanding and getting a handle on this, because, I mean, let's be honest, this is hard. There's a lot to it. Okay, 80 grams of dihydromyrcenol. And I will say, in this formula, it's not dihydromyrcenol forward. It's 8% of the concentrate, but it is not like one of those 90s men's freshies. But this does help fill out the opening, help it project, help it give a green herbal quality while nice and clean. So this definitely has a purpose in the formula. Oh, I said 80. For a second I thought 20. I'm like, oh boy, I'm doing way too much. Okay. Whew. It's close. That was close. All right. Next, lavender. Good old lavender. I am using a French lavender. Let me. There we go. Yeah, there's an air pressure thing in there, but I want to get this little nipple out. I don't know what this is. All right, lavender. Lovely, herbal, floral, and still got that blue cheese note, which I just can't get out of my head ever since I watched that Givaudan video on Instagram. All right, only 8 grams. 10 will do. 10 will do fine. You know what I'm going to do is I am going to make notes that overdosed. All right, good. We're good. Let's continue with these lovely herbal green notes. Now, next up, they are more, you know, traditionally green. We're going to start with, I didn't get the neobutanone. Okay, I have a very important note. Material, not note, material. We'll get to it in a second. First up, let's do our Cis-3 Hexenol. I don't know how much of this I have left. I need 1 gram. Need 1 gram. Oh, come on. Let's see, how much do I actually have in my inventory? 24 mils. Okay. Okay. Now, this is kind of a, I won't say it's a famous molecule, but when I was learning perfumery, this was one of the first molecules I had heard of. Cis-3 Hexenol. You know, you hear about rose oil and jasmine, but as far as molecules are concerned, Cis-3 Hexenol was on there. And maybe it was just because it's such an interesting note. It's the smell of freshly cut grass. But what I find interesting is, even though it was the first one I heard about, I might consolidate these. Yeah, we're going to consolidate. Even though it was the first material I heard about, it's not in a lot of formulas. And when it is in a formula, it's not used in a very large amount. Just an interesting observation. All right, we're good. Next up, Cis-3 Hexenol Salicylate. 8 grams. This is a salicylate, but Cis-3 Hexenol. And again, if you know salicylates, you know it's like a corgi mix. It's always in the shape of a corgi, but it's always the color of the other breed. Corgi huskies, corgi collies, whatever it is. Salicylates are like that. It's always a salicylate. It's just, you know, in the color of whatever, benzyl, amyl, hexenyl, Cis-3 Hexenol. All right, what did I say? 8 grams. Good. Oh, just about. Spot on. Okay, and last, and I'd say very importantly, is this Neobutanone Alpha. Got this from FredoWorks. Don't need much of this. And there's actually quite a bit in here. 0.8 grams of the concentrate is in Neobutanone. And let's get a reference for how much is usually in here. Yeah, this is on the higher end. I have a few other formulas where it's 0.2% of the final, no, it's 0.2% of the concentrate, but most of the time it's under, wow, yeah, it's under 0.5% of the concentrate. Quite often at 0.2%, or 0.02%, 0.01%. In any case, it's a very green, slightly aquatic note, kind of watery. And when you put this in, if you're going to make this with me, when you put this in, it's going to feel like you overdosed. You're going to smell the Neobutanone Alpha, and you're going to smell it for a while. But don't throw your juice away. You just need to let it mature. The same way that birch tar can really calm down in a formula when you let it mature, Neobutanone Alpha will chill out. If you don't have neobutanone, you can use Damascone or Galbascone. It's the same molecule. Maybe one's like the cis version, one's the trans isomer, or this one's just slightly more refined. You know, the grade of the molecule might be a little higher. I'm not sure. They're pretty much the same though. Pretty much the same. I think we're doing okay. So let's keep going. Let's add our top notes. Got a lot of lemon and a lot of methyl pamplemousse. Whew. Yeah. We have 40 grams of lemon. Heavy pour. There was 18 grams right there. Okay. These spouts are just questionable to me. I don't want to make a mess. $39.8 grams. I'm going to stop right there. Okay. Put this aside. Methyl Pamplemousse. Love this stuff. I like how grapefruity it is, how bright it is, but also how metallic and shiny it is. It's sharp. Sharp stuff. We want 20 grams. Yeah, that'll do it. Wonderful. Okay. Last, pink pepper. I'm going to use the last of my 4 milliliters here. Oh. Pink pepper is wonderful. Also sometimes called red berry. But, yeah. Good stuff. Gee, I'm going to have to order more already. Oh, smells so good. Okay, 8 grams. Here we go. Perfect. This is working out pretty well. Just pouring it in. Okay. Whew. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Okay. What I'm going to do is I want to blend this again. I'm going to dip again, and just to see if I can smell something. And then we're going to put in the final notes, which include some of the ozonic, aquatic, kind of aldehydic notes. And I say kind of because that classic aldehyde note, aldehyde C11, or I think it's undecanal, that kind of washy, dirty, bright, classic aldehyde note. These are different. They are aldehydes, Helional, Centenal, we got Floralozone, and then Hivernal Neo. But they're just more ozonic, aquatic, and they fit perfectly in this formula. This formula is coming off hot. I can really smell it. So let's dip this just a little. Still coming back to this Sclareolate. I can't wait. One thing I'm not doing right now that I will start doing soon is daily blind smelling. Right now, the smelling that I do is I know what I'm grabbing, I'm smelling it, I'm evaluating it. But one thing I will start doing is blind smelling. I picked up some materials from Amazon, and I've got about 500 little bottles that I'll be able to put in some ingredients and just grab them blindly, sniff them, and get some good practice in. Okay. We got it. Let's do our final dips. Our final materials. We're going to start with the Helional. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, the Helional. We'll do the Helional. Where are you at? Here we go. 10 grams of Helional. I'm going to pipette this. Boy, I love Helional. I love how delicate it is. And there's a lot of wiggle room. I mean, there's a lot of room for error with Helional. It provides a subtle but very wonderful lifting aquatic ozonic effect. A lot like Calone, just where Calone is a brick or an anvil. It's not very nuanced. Helional is calm, understanding. It's not loud and garish. It's just wonderful. Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, we're good. Okay, continuing, Floralozone. Haven't smelled this one in a very long time. So I'm not going to fake it and say, oh, this smells like this or this smells like that. It smells ozonic right out of the bottle here. Just need 1 gram. Okay, good. Two more. Just 2 more. Hexenyl, also 1 gram. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And last up, Hivernal Neo. This is more of a true aldehyde. Still not as strong, or not as waxy is the best way I can put it. But this is definitely more of a traditional aldehyde. We need 2 grams of this, and I need to order more. Okay, my friends, let me double check and make sure I got everything I needed to get in here. Okay, we've got everything. We put it on here. Keep stirring it up. All those solids are almost completely dissolved, and that's what I want before I put it into the jug here. And while that's mixing, let me get another strip. And yeah, we'll smell this. Okay. When we started, this was basically all of the stuff. We had our woods, our ambers, our musks, and I think we put in the floral notes. Maybe even the green notes. No. Yeah, no green notes. Yeah, this is nice. It's funny that this smells so close to the end product. It's just it's clean. It's clean. It's the best way of putting it. Yeah. Here's the green notes. It's funny that I can't smell any of the top notes in here, though I know we had the lemon and the methyl pamplemousse. And the pink pepper. Funny, I'm catching the pink pepper a little bit. And then I know what this smells like. Yeah. Wow. It's just amazing what the Helional, Hexenyl, Floralozone, what this does to give it that ozonic kind of fresh air effect and lift it up. It's amazing stuff. All right, I'm gonna let this blend. I'm gonna fill this up and let it mature for a couple months before, or maybe just 1 month before I dilute it and put it into gallon jugs. And then, yeah, hopefully by then I'll have my website up and it'll be for sale. Remember, we are doing a giveaway here. So make a comment on the video, put U.S.A. So you qualify for the giveaway, and I'll dilute this. I'll probably use this one because this is already matured. You won't have to wait for it to mature. But I'll send you 50 mils. And yeah, hopefully I'll get this up on a website, get it for sale. And about me selling fragrances, I want you to know that I will always be candid with what I'm selling. I will be candid if it is my formula from scratch, if it's a formula I found that I've modified, or if it's just a formula that was published somewhere, maybe I bought it from Creative Formulas because Felipe does a great job. Maybe it's just one of those and it's essentially a clone. I will always be honest with you with what I'm producing, what I'm selling. So I'm not going to get into the argument of our clones moral and all that. I'm going to stay away from that. I just want to share what I'm doing. I just want to share my passion and help support this habit because this is a very expensive habit. A hobby, not habit. It's an expensive hobby. But in any case, you know, I'm just thrilled that so many of you are along for this journey with me. And if I may have a final thought, a departing thought, I get a number of emails, not comments, funny enough, but emails from people saying how much they enjoy the channel and that they wish there was more content like this on the internet. Well, there would be more content if more people would simply have the courage to put themselves out there and just bring others along for the ride. That's all I've done here. If you go back to the first video I did of Hugo Boss #1, it's hard for me to watch that. It's hard for me to watch these. I'm not claiming to be a master at this. I'm not even claiming to be any good. I just love doing this. And I just share with others in case someone might be interested to check in and see something that I'm interested in. I just want to share this with everyone. And if you're the kind of person that is looking for this content, I'd encourage you to just try it yourself. Try making stuff. I wish there was more content. I wish I could watch a Bob Ross blending a fragrance. So I hope you'll consider that. In any case, this is about dissolved. I'm going to put it in the big bottle and then I'm going to go to dinner with my family. Thank you for joining me and I will see you very soon.